that's the single, Fade Away. It's the newest single from the Mamas, which we've been playing for weeks. And this is a pre-recorded interview, what we did a couple of weeks ago. So Tim Smith is here and Janie Lee Grace is here. And so is Raissa Khan-Panni of the Mamas. And I'm sitting there on the sofa outside the studio one night, and Raissa came up to me. She was doing an interview with Joe Wiley. She said, "Are you Wright?" I said, "Yeah, that's me, yeah." She said, "Oh, I'm the Mamas." I said, "Oh, that's good." And you said, "Oh, thank you for playing it." You didn't have to say that, because you're making great records. You made a great album. I consider it my duty to play it.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you.
How are you?
Very well, actually, yeah, good.
Where did you all spring from, then? Where did you come from? How many in the band, first of all?
Well, there's 9 of us we play live.
Right.
But there's actually more who's on the record.
Who writes the stuff?
There's a core of 3 of us, me and my collaborators, Mark and Paul. We started it all off together.
How come there's so many in the band?
The whole thing sort of started out as an obsession, really, to play live at the Albert Hall. And and so me and Mark and Paul, we gathered together as many musicians as we could find in Brighton, and we took them to our treehouse studio in Sussex.
Okay.
We recorded them all there. We wanted to sort of build this big, sort of epic, filmic sound.
Which you've done.
Which hopefully
it does have that. It's a fabulous sound. Do you allow everybody to have an input then? Because there's so many influences going on there.
Well, yes, because a lot of the musicians are kind of really good jazz musicians as well. So they improvise over, and we sort of cut up bits and we create sort of melodies from their improvisations. We also score it out as well. After we've kind of created it, we score it out so that it is a kind of, it's properly constructed.
What's your background? I'm guessing you may have gone to music school or something.
Oh, no, not at all.
Tell us.
No Brit school, no stage school, nothing. No, I just had a pretty normal childhood, but I did discover busking when I was very young. A friend of mine at school, we just used to go off on Saturdays and...
What songs did you used to sing when you were busking?
Well, we just used to adapt whatever we could find, like Beatles songs and some like madrigals, because we were both singing, and Bob Dylan, anything that we could sort of lay our hands on.
You must have found certain things there that you had to do sort of like 4 or 5 times an hour, so that certain songs kept the money coming in.
I'll tell you what was good was P.A. Yeazy by Andrew Lloyd Webber, because that was a real hit with the crowd.
You've got to be in a subway to do that, though, make it sound really good, right?
South Kent.
You... Exit South Kent subway. Yeah, on the underground there, of course. You had your own spot, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think I might have seen you down there. In fact, I'll have that £1 piece back now, if I may. So now, here's the thing. Your voice, you're kind of the lead singer, aren't you, really?
Yeah.
Your voice is very haunting. Lilty, haunting, memorable.
Ethereal.
Ethereal, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, keep them coming.
But not necessarily, I'm not saying this is a bad, not necessarily in an Enya way. It's almost like something quite unique. Are you aware of that?
I always sang that way, but I think probably I was into kind of musicals when I was growing up, and maybe it comes from that, and like big melodies, big sort of soaring melodies. And I used to be obsessed with Rickie Lee Jones, the singer.
Yeah.
I used to try and sing along like her.
Somebody with tremendous range.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like it could be, the material on the album sounds like it could be the soundtrack from a movie. Is that almost deliberate as well? I mean, all the production is big as opposed to busking, which is small.
Yes, because we were really into like John Barry's James Bond music.
Yeah.
And his film scores, and also the MGM stuff for the 40s and 50s, Nelson Riddle's string arrangements. We were so influenced by that, and we wanted to try and create that with our sort of 20 musicians.
Yeah.
Eventually with a big orchestra, we hope.
The goal is still that Albert Hall gig?
Absolutely, yeah. And things.
And who found the single? Because the single's a Todd Rundgren song.
We heard that in a cab on the way to Miami, believe it or not, because on the way to meet with an American hip-hop label, and then heard this song on the radio, and it was so different and so weird sounding. We just thought, this is so Mamas.
Yeah.
And I came home, and Paul sort of reminded me that it's one of his favourite songs, but it was little known. No one seemed to know it at all, sort of last song on the album. So we just decided we were going to do a version of it, but kind of make a statement and make it like a glistening fanfare.
It's just a brilliant single. And as I said to you the other day when I'm sat on the sofa out there, it's one of those songs that sounds great on the radio. And that's what you want. Not on every track, but that's what you need. And I tell you what we like about the album, by the way, just the difference in the songs.
I like either Call Me a Rainbow or Driving Home. Call Me a Rainbow is a similar style to the single, but it has that Mamas thing about it, don't you think?
Yeah, it's more dreamy. And
more dreamy. I like it. It's dreamy. I'm dreamy. It's lovely. lovely.
Yeah, Cherry Heart, which I quite like as well. I tell you what, we'll do a tiny bit of both if we may. So we're going to do Driving Home, we're going to do Cherry Heart as well. How about that?
That sounds good.
We'll just do like half of each, if that's okay. Is that all right with everybody?
That's fine.
Yeah, is that all right with you? Yeah, Raissa? Yeah, it's okay. Listen, thanks for coming on. Let me just mention the Mamas tour dates. There'll be lots of them on stage. It'll be... So look out, 14th of April at Thelka, Bristol. 15th of April, HMV Institute, Birmingham. Rescue Rooms, Nottingham. 16th of April for the Mamas. 17th of April, Ruby Lounge, Manchester. 18th of April, King Tut's, Glasgow. And the 20th of April, that's King's College in London, just down the road. Might come down and see you. Thank you very much, Raissa Khan-Panni of the Mamas. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it. Thank you.
17's a lucky number. Years that I've been in slumber, I fall into a newborn day. I begin to see in sepia. I want to play piano. I cook Creole and make my own rules. And it's a case of broken identity when you're made for the 23rd century. It takes one strike to break a cherry heart. And it's a case of broken identity when you're made for the 23rd century. It takes one strike to break a cherry heart. City on the brink of autumn cold, flashes by most beautiful of all. A statement of the art you fashion with your brain, strung out all day. Swing out on the breeze with a bruise that no one sees. And if you ask me what is wrong, I'll say nothing at all. Look back, it's late, and we're driving home. Look back, it's late, and we're driving home.
Yeah, I like that too. The Mamas and Driving Home. That's brilliant stuff, isn't it? Very distinctive.